What's up guys, my name is Ace, and with 1 week to go before the Black Ops 4 Blackout Beta, we're finally starting to get some real information on the mode. Up until this point, they've been very tight-lipped over there at Treyarch. They haven't really revealed a whole lot. We've had that little teaser at the end of the regular multiplayer beta trailer. But aside from that, they really haven't been saying anything at all about Blackout until now. GameInformer just released a bunch of information based on interviews that they had with Treyarch. This is information coming direct from Treyarch and is actually confirmed information. First up, we have player count for Blackout. There's been a lot of speculation about this. Some people were saying that it might be 100 players, some people saying it might be a lot less. It turns out, at least for the launch of the beta, we're going to be starting at 80 players for Blackout. So not quite the 100 players that some people were hoping for or expecting, but this is right around where I was expecting them to push this. I personally felt that 100 players was a little bit out of reach for the Call of Duty engine, even though they've been doing a lot of work to that, I'm sure. And their reasons behind having 80 players is they're aiming for optimal performance. Not only in how the game is running, like if you have way too many players, then the performance is going to struggle, you're going to have terrible frame rates and a lot of connection type issues potentially. But in addition to that, it's also about pacing based on the size of their map as well as the vehicles, which we'll be talking about in a little bit. Now, one thing that they made very clear as well is 80 is not a number that's set in stone for the actual full release of the game. That is something that they are willing to play around with, and they did also mention that they have played with 100 players in-house, so they can do it. It's just how is the performance while doing that, and is that really going to be the optimal number for this particular mode? So that part's completely confirmed. Next Monday on PS4, when the Blackout Beta launches, it will start with 80 players per game. Next up, GameInformer confirmed 4 vehicles that are going to be available for the beta at least. There could potentially be more in the future, but this is what are in the game so far and what we'll have access to. For the land vehicles, we have the cargo truck, which will hold 1 driver and 4 passengers. And we also have the ATV, which will hold 1 driver and 1 passenger. Presumably, the cargo truck's going to be a bit slower than the ATV and not quite as maneuverable, whereas the ATV is going to be more about speed and maneuverability, but it can only hold 2 people total. As for the sea vehicle, we have a Zodiac inflatable boat. This one holds 1 pilot and 1 passenger, which is actually kind of surprising to me. I thought we would have a boat that would at least hold a whole squad of people, but it looks like at least during the beta, we're only going to have a boat that holds 1 pilot and 1 passenger. And finally, for our air vehicles, we've seen this one in the little teaser before. This is the Little Bird helicopter, which has room for 1 pilot and 4 passengers. Now, personally, I do expect to see more vehicles in this in the actual full build of the game. I think this is just for the beta build, but perhaps this is actually the exhaustive list of vehicles. In either case, nothing too surprising here. This is pretty much what we'd expect from the land, sea, and air vehicles. Now, the final thing that GameInformer shared based on their interview with Treyarch is it is now confirmed that AI zombies will be in the Blackout mode. Now, this was kind of teased at the end of the multiplayer beta trailer. There was a brief flash where it looked like there were actually some zombies there on the map Verrucht, and it turns out this is true. There will be zombies that are AI controlled, you can't control them yourself, and they will be an environmental hazard. Now, they haven't gone into great detail yet. They said they are going to be going into more detail throughout the week on the zombies as to how they're actually going to work. Are they only going to be in certain areas, which I personally think is going to be the case. They're only going to be limited to certain areas of the map. And just how deadly are they going to be? Are they going to be a minor annoyance, or are they really going to be something you have to watch out for? Now, the final thing that we got with this interview that GameInformer did was an excellent image of Blackout that actually reveals a decent amount about the mode. As you can see here, we actually get a nice wide-angle shot where you can see the characters, you can see the player models and what they're going to be looking like, as well as a good portion of the map here. You can see a high-rise under construction with a helicopter on a helipad. The player appears to be using the Koshka. I think that's the Koshka sniper rifle from multiplayer that we had access to. Also from this image, you can see the character on the left has a medkit on his side, so presumably you'll be using that medkit, or perhaps it's just part of the skin and you won't actually be able to see the medkit on the character model. Same thing goes with the backpack. That backpack doesn't necessarily look like it's just a part of the character model. I think that's actually something that that player had picked up, so it does look like it's going to take that sort of PUBG approach, or H1Z1 you could even say, where you have to actually scavenge a backpack, and that backpack will allow you to carry more items. Also, he does have armor on, which is no surprise. Of course, there's going to be armor in this mode. Even though we don't know exactly how it's going to be handled, you can see that he's wearing armor, where the guy on the right is not wearing armor, and he also doesn't have a backpack. So far at least, this is the best image we have of Blackout that I'm aware of that gives us the best indication of what things are looking like generally on the map. as well as some specific details on that. So quite a bit to be learned from that. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good looking mode. Obviously, the graphics and textures aren't going to be as amazing as multiplayer, but that's one of the sacrifices you'd have to make when you're making such a large scale map. But if this is what the actual gameplay looks like, I'm pretty impressed by that, and I'm really looking forward to this Blackout mode. So we've got just one more week to go until the Blackout beta for PS4. I fully expect them throughout this week to really start building up that hype. They're going to be releasing more information. I think I saw somewhere that it was confirmed that they're going to be releasing several hours of gameplay throughout this week. So we'll really get to have an indication of what Blackout's like. I also expect a trailer at some point later this week, either Thursday or Friday. I think we'll likely see a trailer for it. And I just can't wait to get my hands on more information. Turns out I'm actually adding this after I've recorded the video already. They've already started sending some images to YouTubers that look to be overhead shots of different sections of the map. Presumably, they're going to be sending it to a bunch of different people, and we can piece those together and make the whole map. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on that. At this point, we don't have enough information for me to put together a full video, but I will have a full video on that soon. And with that, we're going to wrap up today's video. And of course, I'd like to know in the comment section below, what are you guys thinking about all of this? What do you think about the fact that the player count's going to be 80 at the launch of the beta? Do you think that'll be enough as long as the pacing works with the vehicles and the map size and everything like that? Or do you think it really needs to hit that 100 player mark? Also, what are you guys thinking about the vehicles and zombies as well as that image? Anything I missed in that image? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.